Hi, I'm Subhankar. I'm working in the capacity of Chief People Officer for Zoom Insurance Brokers Private Limited. So today's topic is why we require an HR for an organization. HR, to give you a background, I would say that, HR was earlier called as the personnel department, where they used to keep different, records. They used to maintain the records for all the employees in the organization, like mainly the leave attendance. They formed a part of the recruitment also. They used to source people from different places and then make them on board. And during the life cycle of the employee, they used to take part in all those activities. Currently, the definition of an HR has changed immensely. It is no more a support function. Nowadays, HR is considered to be a very critical department to the management. It is said that if the HR is right, if the human resource department is in place, the culture of the organization is being set. And once the culture of the organization is being set, then you have got the right talent also in the company attached to you for a longer period of time, and then they don't attrite of the system. So just to go step by step, what is HR in current scenario? So human resource department, the first most important role which the HR is doing as on date is employer branding. How the HR person is able to place the company to the talent. If they are able to project the company in the right way, then obviously the talent would get attracted and they would join the organization. So talent acquisition is one of the most important thing, which is the most important key role for an HR as on date. During all these things, once the employee gets onboarded, how an HR is able to make the situation or the environment for the employee also is very critical. Earlier, when during the life cycle, if there were any problems or any grievances, at times it was seen that the HR did not take much of initiative or much of pain to resolve those issues. But nowadays it is very important for an HR to closely work with the line managers, closely get associated with the business and try to resolve the problems as much as possible. So if an HR says today that I will not take care of the situation because that person is not reporting to me and you have to take care of that person, it will not be right. So, the HR has to be very dynamic. The HR has to be very extrovert. The HR has to be very aggressive. No more the definition, is there that HR has to be, a silent player, HR has to keep quiet. HR's role is to sit at one place. It is no more that situation. Currently, you have to be very dynamic. You'll have to move out of your place, move out of your seat and go to places, interact with people, make the situation as comfortable as possible. Before any problem comes, the HR should be in a position to understand the pulse of the organization and take precautionary steps so that the culture of the organization can be built. Moreover, there are a lot of strategic aspects, which the HR has to play. It can be right from the budgeting part, right to any strategic development, like if there is any business unit which the company is planning to come up, the HR should equally participate in the board meetings and other meetings which are being concerned, which happens, and where HR can actually give their views that what are the challenges the company can face or what are the opportunities which lies while going for the new venture. So I would say that HR is now a kind of a change agent, and HR should always try to make themselves or their department visible, and in turn make all efforts to make their organization visible to the outside world. So one of the most important criteria that the HR should hold is the external orientation. So HR has got multifolds to play. Yes, at the same time I would say there are a lot of other things also which are statutory related, compliance related, process related, which anyways the HR has to know. Without that, he will not be able to support the larger issues. But yes, there are a lot of unique creative things which the HR should do, and the HR should take a lot of initiatives also in terms of CSR activities, in terms of any kind of engagement activities which are there. Small activity makes a lot of difference. Like for example, an employee joins an organization. Now the HR has to send a joining mail to all the employees. That is one of the job which an HR does. But why not circulate that information to the outside world also? And it within nowadays, because of the online medium, within seconds or within minutes, you can make the entire world know that a new person has joined. Or any other small events or activities where your people or employees have been appreciated by any association or organization, you should keep no stones unturned to highlight those small things to the outside world. So HR should take all such initiatives. I do understand that many of the organizations are very conservative in their approach, or they feel that such kind of activities won't help much. But I must say that these are the activities. I nowhere now think that marketing is the only department which does the branding of the organization. I think HR also does a lot of activities which does branding from the employees.